The Three Diverging Lives of a Son with Three Possible Names. An AI psychotherapy app. 12 children who get lost in an Iranian palace. Zimbabwe oral storytelling. The life of one of the most prominent figures in the gay rights movement. I'm Veronica, and these are 5 new books I'm excited for, being published in May 2025. First up is The Names by Florence Knapp, published by Viking, 336 pages. In this piece of fiction, Knapp creates a story that follows a woman who hesitates when deciding what to name her son. What results is 3 alternative lives for the boy, one for each baby name that the mother is choosing between. The publisher says, spanning 35 years, what follows are 3 alternative and alternating versions of Cora's and her young son's lives, shaped by her choice of name. In richly layered prose, The Names explores the painful ripple effects of domestic abuse, the messy ties of family, and the possibilities of autonomy and healing. I love this sort of speculative fiction that is just to the left of the norm, especially when it explores themes that are very relevant to the real world. I don't think this will be a particularly easy read, but that has never been my thing. Books that make you question humanity have always been more appealing to me, and it sounds like this one fits the bill. The book's release date is May 6th. The next book is Sike by Fred Lunzer, published by Celadon, 288 pages. This near-future debut novel focuses on Sike, an AI psychotherapy app, and how it reshapes human interaction. Adrian is a songwriter for rappers he never meets, and finds success with a song about his failure to find love. After his most recent failed relationship, he decides to try Sike, a new psychotherapy app that tracks your moves and emotions to help you find mental contentment. Soon, he finds himself falling for Mackie, a venture capitalist who's looking for businesses as successful as Sike, even though she refuses to use it. The publisher describes the book thusly: shifting between Adrian and Mackie's perspectives as it tracks the fraught first year of their relationship, Sike is a story of 2 people wrestling with connection, identity, anxiety, success, and the limits of our obsession with self-analysis and awareness. I love a multi-perspective story, and this slightly left of normal, near-future look at AI and how it threatens to invade every aspect of our lives is right up my alley. And doesn't that cover look amazing? I just want to touch it. I would drape myself in velvet if it were socially acceptable. The book will be available on May 6th. The next book is The Gowkaran Tree in the Middle of Our Kitchen by Shokoofeh Azar, published by Europa, 624 pages. The novel spans 50 years in the history of modern Iran, told through the stories of 12 children who get lost in a palace for a night. It incorporates themes of family, revolution, reconstruction, loss, and love. The publisher states that each lost child story unfolds against the backdrop of immense cultural and political transformation. Lovers must survive war, revolution, and rigid social strictures to keep their love alive. Family bonds are tested, especially those indissoluble connections between the living and the dead. It is also the moving story of one family's efforts to preserve the richness of Iranian culture in the face of Islamic hegemony following the 1979 revolution. For me, this is sort of like another version of the multi-generational family saga, except instead of multiple generations, it follows individuals through a long period of their lives, and we see societal and cultural changes through them. Homeseeking did just this thing, and I'm hopeful that Azar's story will be just as vibrant and intense as Carissa Chen's novel. No date is stated on the publisher's website, although Goodreads has this slated for May 6th. The next book is The Ones We Loved by Tarisai Ngangura. Apologies if I mispronounced that name. If you have corrections, please let me know in the comments. This book is published by Park Row and is 304 pages. This novel uses the traditions of Zimbabwean oral storytelling and moves back and forth in time to recount the lives of 2 strangers whose paths continue to cross. The publisher says, on a bus moving across rural landscapes from town to town, two young people are escaping with nothing to hold except hope. She has committed a horrifying act for which there will certainly be retribution. He is staggering from a devastating discovery. They will find each other and attempt to move forward, even as their grief leaves wounds on their new beginnings. I know nothing about Zimbabwean storytelling, and I'm really interested to see how this comes across on the page. I also enjoy the task of following non-linear narratives, so it seems like this novel will deviate from the norm in multiple ways. The book will be available also on May 6th. The last book is Marsha, The Joy and Defiance of Marsha P. Johnson, written by Tourmaline, published by Tiny Reparations Books, 320 pages. Last, we have a biography about Marsha P. Johnson, most known for being at the forefront of the Stonewall riots in 1969. This was a series of riots and demonstrations against police raids of gay bars that played a large role in the gay rights movement as we know it today. The book describes Johnson as a legendary Black transgender activist who embodied both the beauty and the struggle of the early gay rights movement. Her work sparked the progress we see today, yet there has never been a definitive record of her life until now. With everything going on with LGBTQIA rights, it's even more important for us to learn the history of this community's struggle, especially if we have the privilege to not be directly affected by the hate and discriminatory legislation that these individuals face. What's interesting is that Tiny Reparations Books is Phoebe Robinson's imprint, and I've read all 3 of her memoirs. I always say that I now can't write a memoir because Phoebe took the title of what mine would be. But I'm excited to see what her imprint puts out. This book is scheduled to be released on May 20th. You can find links to the publisher's websites below, as well as a link to Library Journal's post with all of the books coming out this month. What are you excited to read for the month? Let me know in the comments. That's all from me today. I hope you read well.